Simon Ekpa, the self-acclaimed Prime Minister of Biafra Republic in exile, has been arrested. It's no longer news. The news broke and he was met with mixed reaction in Nigeria. Some are of the opinion that it's long overdue, that they took a lot of time to arrest him, and they are happy that he has been taken away from the scene so that maybe calm can return to the southeast. While others feel it is time for Nigerian government to mount pressure on the Finnish government so that they can extradite him to Nigeria to face charges. The chances of Simon being extradited to Nigeria is near zero. Yes, most European countries and other Western countries do not extradite people to countries where they are likely to face torture or the death penalty. Simon brought it on himself. On many occasions, he bragged and took responsibility for the killing of many security agents in the southeast. He bragged how his men took revenge and killed the terrorists. He likes to refer to Nigerian security agents, the police, the army, civil defense, all security agents that operate under the Nigerian state. He likes to refer to them as terrorists. He will write on his official X handle, so people, my men or whoever he calls them, took out so number of people. He will be gloating and bragging. Their modus operandi for conducting the so-called independence struggle is very strange. How can they justify punishing the people they claim to be fighting for their independence? Not just punishing, in most cases, these people are killed or hurt in all their raids they conduct. Why do they not tolerate dissent in their so-called bubble that they claim to control? Who gave them the authority to fight for independence on behalf of the people of the Southeast? Can someone just wake up and start fighting for independence for someone who doesn't give a damn about him? It doesn't work. They do not have the mandate of people of the Southeast to fight for independence on their behalf. And the way they criticize the Nigerian government compared to their own conduct against the people of the Southeast, how are they any different from the Nigerian government? There's no doubt that there is serious marginalization of Igbo people in Nigeria. It's very glaring for everyone to see. But how do you approach it? Is it by killing your own people? It doesn't make any sense. They force people in the Southeast not to be productive and sit at home every Monday, while people outside the Southeast conduct their affairs without hindrance. How long is enough? The sit at home has gone on for many years now. Every Monday, people sit at home, that's 4 times in a month. Multiply that by 12, that's 48 times in a year. That's more than 1.5 months lost by business people in the Southeast region in a year. People outside the Southeast are more productive than people living in the Southeast. Yes, it's simply because they put in more time. Time is money. Also, they make more money than people in the Southeast. If you're doing the same business in the Southeast with someone outside the Southeast, with all other circumstances being equal, the person living outside the Southeast will be doing better in revenue than the person living in the Southeast. This is very simple to understand. So why are they punishing the people they claim to be fighting for their independence, both economically and psychologically? Why? Are we going to talk about people of Southeast origin that they have killed? Yes, it doesn't make any sense to view anyone, despite being of Southeast origin, because the person is working in any of the security agencies, you term that person as a saboteur. What does that mean? So, because you're fighting for your independence, or whoever you're fighting the independence for, every other person should resign from their jobs because they are associated with the federal government. They should resign and be doing what? You will employ them and be paying them salaries. Also, you pay them the pensions that they are supposed to earn after 35 years of service. So you can see it defies logic what they are doing. The people they are claiming to be fighting for independence, they do not benefit anything whatsoever from their struggle for independence. Rather, they are destroying their lands. They are making their lands ungovernable, thereby making sure that fewer opportunities exist because businesses cannot thrive in such an atmosphere. People will pack up and leave and go to peaceful regions. So who is losing at the end of the day? It is Southeast people they claim to be fighting for. There are some towns in Anambra State, including Imo State, that have been deserted. Yes, they made sure these towns have become ungovernable It has led to exodus of people from the areas. So what is the benefit of the people? When they have been forced to leave their homes, they would have been in these homes being productive, earning a living and living their lives like normal people. But they have created a situation where businesses cannot thrive, lives are at a risk. Trying to be rational with these people can drive one crazy. That's why when some people say they are doing it, including Simon himself, because of what he earns from it, he's making a living out of the misery of people living in the Southeast. He's not far-fetched. He doesn't even believe in what he's selling to young people in the Southeast. He made himself the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic in exile. When he was asked by investigators in Finland if he's the Prime Minister, he denied ever being the Prime Minister. In fact, he said that he is just a content creator. He denied having any links with Biafra, IPOB or anything. So why is he doing this? The answer lies in the donations, which runs into thousands of dollars every week. That's a lot of money if you calculate how long he's been doing it. That's why the investigators are currently investigating all the people that donate to him. They are trying to find a link that these people might be accessories to terrorism. What is important now is that people of the Southeast, young Igbo people, should understand that Igbo people are very entrepreneurial. And such people are not easily deceived. To dupe a businessman is not an easy task because businessman faces reality. Any merchant understands how business works. There's no magic or miracle in business. So they always face reality. That's why it is difficult to dupe them, not that you cannot dupe others. So the point here is that you shouldn't be relying on listening to someone who is in faraway Finland telling you he will declare independence and do this and do that. All the frivolous claims he makes all the time just for people to donate money to him. And the worst part of it all is that he is not involved. He doesn't experience what happens to people in the Southeast. That's why it's easy for him to say anything being far away from where it is happening. It's very easy for him to be far away and be dictating terms, dictating what happens in the Southeast, ruining businesses. Imagine investors who have invested billions in setting up factories. He doesn't know if the people took loans from banks that they are supposed to repay under a few years. You force them not to work on Mondays. Even workers are not supposed to go to work on Mondays. For what? Because you're fighting for your imaginary independence. Can he boast of an investment in the Southeast where he employs, even if it's just one person, and pays salary to that person every month? He doesn't have any investment in the Southeast. It's very easy to start chaos. And the people who always want to start that chaos are people who don't have any stake in what is happening. They don't have any stake in the economy. They don't have any stake anywhere. They prefer to destroy everything just because they do not have a stake. They always have this feeling, destroy everything, let everyone start afresh. And lazy people like that, even if everyone starts afresh again, they will still come last. They will still not make it like people who have made it already, like people that they are envious of. Now, in order not to make this too long, let's talk about the kind of independence people of the Southeast clamor for in Nigeria. It is economic independence. One might say the political independence is equally needed since Nigeria is not working. There's no doubt that there is truth in that, but before you can make that political independence happen, you must be prepared for an armed struggle or even a war. Yes, that's the reality. People who don't want to assimilate you in a country they say you are one of them, they make sure that you're not part of all the decision-making process in the country. They remove you from virtually everything called governance at the federal level. Are they going to allow you to live on a platter? The answer is no. So being a realist, you must face that reality that it will be very difficult for the people of Igbo origin in the Southeast to secede from Nigeria. And even if anyone dreams about it, he wants to actualize it, you still have to go back to the Igbo people and ask for their authority. Even Odumegwu Ojukwu did the same thing. The Civil War of 1967 to 1970 was a defensive one. He still went and got that authority from the people of the Southeast at the time. He organized a meeting, invited all their leaders, and they mandated him to declare war and fight against Nigeria. Have the people calling themselves IPOB or Simon Ekpa and his group done that in Igbo land? Absolutely not. They are impostors. The 5 governors of the Southeast states can lead that economic independence of the Southeast people by working together, even if it involves setting up a fund. There is everything they need in the Southeast to become independent, to no longer depend on outside the region for something like power generation. There is enough gas. One of the largest gas reserves in Nigeria is in the Southeast. They need to tap that and use that to generate power that will be used to power the entire Southeast, so that it will attract many people to come and build factories, not only people of Southeast origin, but even outsiders. Because once you have the enabling environment, everyone will come, not just your people. It will attract everyone, even outside the country. Let me go and set up here. Just like what happened in Aba. The time they announced that the power supply has improved, it attracted a lot of people to go and set up shop in Aba. So that kind of thing can happen. And talking about ports, the federal government is not interested in building a port along the River Niger that will connect Onitsha anywhere. Even if they do that eventually, shipping or exporting from Onitsha and environs might still be more expensive than, say, Lagos or Onne Port because of the constant dredging of the River Niger. Yes, all that cost, the MPA or other agencies will not eat the cost. They will push that cost to whoever is using the port. So this can be mitigated by the Southeast governors organizing themselves together to build a rail line that will just move from the port in Onne into the hinterlands, into Onitsha, Aba, Enugu, all the nearby cities, so that immediately you have your container at the port, in the next few hours you've gotten it in your warehouse or the nearest inland terminal. So if they are able to create the enabling environment, more opportunities will be available for the people. You even see more people trooping into the Southeast to seek for employment, to seek for better lives, because they know that the place have changed. Imagine Southeast states earning up to $1 billion as revenue monthly. If you are earning that kind of money, almost earning like the federal government, people will be coming to you. You can even use that leverage now because you've gotten to a level that people can no longer say, these people are domineering or they are coming to a place to take this or they're doing this. You are busy concentrating on developing your own region. You attract more people instead of repel. Why people behave the way they behave might be because they see you around them. They feel that you have nothing, that you are an orphan in your place. They kind of don't have respect for you. So many things are achievable. Young people shouldn't be listening to scammers. They can do a lot on their own. They can concentrate and develop many things. If it is the tech industry, if it is manufacturing, if it is trade, they can do many things on their own. And together, people of the Southeast will do better in the future to the extent that they wouldn't even need the federal government. At that stage, people will only be talking about maybe foreign policy, because virtually every other thing that the federal government controls, you've been able to take over the control in your region. So you don't practically need the federal government for anything anymore.